All right, two samurai soldiers are sitting on the porch of their pagoda, and they're having a little debate about which one of them is the better swordsman. And right at that time, a fly comes right in front of them, and the first samurai pulls out his sword and slices the fly right in half, and it falls to the ground. And he looks at the other samurai and just smiles. A moment later, another fly comes, and the second samurai pulls out his sword, and he slices at the fly, and the fly hovers there for a moment, and then just flies away. And the first samurai looks at the second and says, "Well, I guess that proves that I'm the better swordsman." And the second samurai says, "What do you mean?" And the first one says, "Well, I sliced that fly right in half." The second one says, "Yeah?" He said, "Well, my fly's never going to have babies again." I'm talking today about spirit in a body. And this is you, and this is me. In the Science of Mind that we teach, that each and every one of us is spirit, we are consciousness, we are energy. And here on earth, we get to have this body as our vehicle of expression for a period of time. So as we look around and we see other bodies populating our sanctuary or populating the earth around us, what we have to remember also is that they also are spirits. They are manifestations of God consciousness. They are energy that happens to have a body right now for a while for their journey here on earth. You know, the world around us will always say that you are a body. You are this body. And this is how it goes, that you were born and you live a while, and then at some point you will die, and that's all there is. Now, what we believe in the Science of Mind is that you are so much more than just a body. You are actually the love of God uniquely manifested into form here on earth for this period of time. But your spirit, the spirit that you are, the consciousness, has existed for eons, and you will continue to exist when you set this body aside. So on the unseen side, what we teach is that, because this is metaphysical, so beyond the physical, on the unseen side, we teach that all of us are connected. It looks like you're separate from me. It looks like you're separate from people on the other side of the globe. But in fact, we are not separate. We are all connected. So a way to think of this is, if you would imagine like a bicycle wheel, and here each of us are, we're way out at the end of the wheel near the tire. And it looks like that we're all separate little spokes. And everybody's got their own little thing, and everybody's going round and round all by themselves. But if you come to the center of the wheel, where all the spokes intersect, we're all connected. And so that's just like us as spiritual beings. That it looks like you have a life way out there, and I have a life way out here, and people on the other side of the globe have a life way out there, and that we're not connected at all, when in fact the spiritual truth is that we are all connected at the very center, on the unseen side of life. So I'm spirit. If I'm spirit, why do I have this body? Well, first of all, because on earth, you need a body, kind of, sort, don't you think? I mean, we don't do really well with spirit not in a body here. We just had Halloween. We had lots of experience of spirits not so much in a body. And we don't do so well with that. So spirit needs a form to express in this dimension. So Ernest Holmes teaches us that everyone comes into this life with a gift to give, a lesson to learn, and a debt to pay. And we need a body to do all three of those things. To accomplish all three on this plane of existence, we need a physical body. So to me, that's a lifetime of work right there. A gift to give, a lesson to learn, and a debt to pay. If I had nothing else to do, I might do pretty well with those. But imagine this, that you are spirit. You're pure spirit. There's no physical form to you yet. You are just this spirit, hovering high above the earth, looking for where you will make your entrance, looking for the perfect circumstances for you. The right parents, the right hometown, the right siblings, the right everything that's just perfect for you, so that you will be able to give your gift, learn your lesson, and pay your debt, whatever that is. Now, in all of this, you're looking, and you go, these are the people. Really? These people? These are the people. There is no accident here in any of that, right? That you have an agreement. You actually have an agreement that this is the perfect environment, the perfect fertilizer for you to become the person who can give the gift that you came here to give, learn the lesson that you have come here to learn, and pay the debt that you owe. So the gift, the lesson, and the debt are different for each and every one of us. And so only the Spirit of God in each of us knows what our soul came here to accomplish. So here, let me save you an enormous amount of time. Don't worry about someone else's journey. They did not come for you to police them and keep them on track about their gift and their journey and their lesson and their debt and all that. You can't possibly know all of theirs. Really, you can't. It's not yours to know. It's between the Spirit of God within them and them. And let me tell you, when we are so concerned about somebody else's journey and how they're not doing it right, and we know what they should be doing, and if only they would listen to us, and they would be so much better off if they took our advice and all that stuff, that is a really great strategy to not deal with your own gift and lesson and debt. Getting all deeply into somebody else's business is a great way to avoid dealing with your own. Other people's journey is their karma. Your journey is your karma. So yes, accept other people into your heart exactly as they are. That is essential. Why? Because we are already one. You know, I'm not saying that we are going to love everybody and it's going to be all sunshine and rainbows every day and we're going to gallop off on a unicorn together. You know, I think no, probably not. Probably not. But we're missing the big picture if we intentionally keep other people out of our heart. We're missing the big picture. So in A Course in Miracles, which is another spiritual teaching, it talks about how the mind, the human personality, says, if I could just understand these people, you know, maybe I could love them if I could just really understand them. And the Course says that that's having it backwards, that we have to love people first, and then we will actually understand them. And so there is big stuff happening in the world. There's not a person here who doesn't know that. And probably for most of us here, it feels like there's big stuff happening in our lives as well. So how do we, as metaphysical spiritual students, how do we get to be with that in a constructive, high consciousness kind of way? Because the human personality always says, judge them, criticize them, hate them, right? That's what the personality wants us to do. But you know, the right side of your body cannot hate the left side of your body, right? It's all one body. And to this extent, we are all one with all people. Admittedly, we are all evolving at different rates. Remember that. That's really important. Every soul on earth is evolving at their own rate. So, you know, some souls are just coming in and some souls are leaving. Some souls, it's their first time to the theme park, and other souls, it's their last visit. Right? So we're all evolving at different rates. So tell the truth. Now, hating yourself or hating something about yourself has not really helped, has it? That has never been a really effective strategy for growth and change and healing. So if that doesn't work toward ourselves, it's probably not going to work very well toward other people either. Right? So hating ourselves, judging, criticizing will never add to your life. And hating and judging and criticizing others will never add to your life either. It never makes your consciousness bigger so that the infinite good of God has more room to flow through your consciousness into your life. So Emma Curtis Hopkins, one of our teachers, says that we have to withdraw all of our accusations. Ew. I know. That's really difficult, isn't it? But all of that where we want to criticize and condemn and judge. You say, well, how do we do that? How do I withdraw all my accusations? That seems like such a big job. And she says, well, a good place to start is our little love prayer that we do, where we are tempted to judge and we just feel ourselves on the brink of it. And I say, I accept you, I bless you. I accept you, I bless you. Or if some situation, I accept this, I bless this. I accept this, I bless this. Now, this is not saying that I agree with what somebody's doing or has done. This is not saying that I am condoning someone's bad behavior. It's about drawing a bigger circle so that I don't get hooked and impede my own growth and development. It's about drawing a bigger circle, saying, what's the bigger spiritual perspective here? What's the best place I can be in consciousness as I witness this? Sometimes I'll just turn on the news just for a couple minutes, and I'll turn on the news like it's a prayer request, and I just have to sit there and respond, I accept this, I bless this. I accept this, I bless this. I accept this, I bless this. Because if I watch a whole half hour of news, I will spin into such insanity, that I will just become like a banshee in my own home. So this is not about agreeing with, this is not about condoning. It's about drawing a bigger spiritual circle. And do it, and it will absolutely make a difference. Now, because this is what's so, is if you attack another person in your mind, everybody with me? If you are attacking another person in your mind, it does not hurt them. This is about karma. It only hurts you. It lessens you. It keeps you small. It holds you back. It prevents greater good from expressing in your life. You have free will. I have free will as spiritual beings. We have the ability to choose. And the Bible says that God gave Adam dominion over everything that was in the Garden of Eden. Right? And so I think that what this means is that people and experiences will crop up in our life, and we are conscious enough to choose how we're going to respond to them. I accept you, I bless you. I accept you, I bless you. Right? See, it's not that hard. We're either going to love them or not. Right? That's kind of like what it all comes down to. I'm either going to make room, I'll keep my heart open, or I'm going to put a wall up around it and keep it closed. Now, I'm here to tell you that no good will come from you having a wall around your heart. No great healing is going to happen. No great love is going to run into your life. No phenomenal abundance is going to flow into you from having a closed heart. One of the hallmarks of the Christ path is to go after our own spiritual growth. What I mean by this is I bet lots and lots of us here know where we need to grow, where we need to forgive, where we need to just let it go, where we need to stop telling that story, where we need to love a little more. We know where we need to heal. Is that most of us? It's everybody. Don't kid yourself. It's everybody. Right? So to the degree that we do not do that work, I believe to that degree our lives do not work as well as they could. And so people will pray, and I've heard this again and again and again, oh God, I want to have this extraordinary opportunity to make a difference in the world. Or the one I love is, oh God, I want to have a loving relationship. I have so much love to give. Bring somebody into my life. To which I really feel like God is responding, I have. We go, what? God says, I have. But you can't even get through the quick check line at Ralph's without going into a major meltdown because some old lady in front of you has 18 items in the 10-item line. And to go a little further with that, you really flip out when she decides she's going to pay her bill with all the change in the bottom of her purse. So how are we ready for a great loving relationship when we can't go through the line at Ralph's with a loving heart? How are we going to have like this big life where we impact the world when we can't get through a day with the people who are in our life right now and be that nice? So take a breath. Just take a breath. I accept you. I bless you. I accept you. I bless you. See, we can't get so caught up in just living our life, getting through each day, that we forget about the gift that we came to give. And this is so often what happens, that people look back and say, oh my God, I came with this gift to give. And I haven't even thought about it for the last 30 years because I've just been in survival. I've just been going as fast as I could. to just stay ahead. So here's a hint. You and only you are responsible for giving your gift. Really, really, really. This is an enormously freeing thing if you can get a hold of this. You and only you are the one responsible for giving your gift. I am responsible for giving my gift. Say that with me. I am responsible for giving my gift. And I know people say, yes, but nobody's asking me to give my gift. And nobody will pay me to give my gift. And nobody's inviting me to the Give Your Gift event. And nobody's, okay. All right, so that right there is your issue. I'm sorry that you think it's outside of you. You believe that somebody outside of you has to give you an invitation or permission for you to give what you were divinely ordained, what God has given you to do. It is not dependent on someone outside of you. Do you want to give your gift or not? Then if the answer is yes, then do it. Then find the ways. I don't know specifically what they are. But if you heal that stuff that holds you back, all that nonsense in your head about why you can't give it and you're not ready yet and you're not good enough yet and you're not smart enough and you're not pretty enough and you're not tall enough and you haven't got enough education and blah, 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 blah. And are you going to do that your whole life? Because life will just keep going. And you will find, gee, I didn't actually give the gift I came here to give. Welcome to reincarnation. Huh? You'll be back. You'll be back. See, I really believe that it's in the giving of your gift that you learn the lesson often the case that it's in the giving of your gift that you learn the lesson that you came here to learn. Or that in the giving of your gift, you are actually paying the debt you came here to pay. Right? So I will tell you, I have a lot of education. I have an enormous amount of education, and I'll tell you some of the greatest moments, I think, in my life have not come when I was particularly using all my education. I wasn't speaking to, thousands of people in an auditorium or spouting spiritual principles and telling metaphysical Bible stories or anything like that. I was on the floor of a gymnasium with a bunch of kindergarten kids, and I was teaching them a song. And then they all stood in line to tell me what they were going to be for Halloween. They were so excited about their Halloween costume. They were each and every one of them going to explode if they couldn't tell me about their costume. It was so great. It was so huge. It was so epic to little people. Those of you with little kids know Halloween is an epic event in the life of small children. Right? And then letting them come and tell me what they're going to be for Halloween and then having them all pig pile on top of me. 25 plus years of education did not prepare me for that, Now, so that was not like what I thought it was going to be, but it was exactly what God placed in front of me at the moment. Those are the people that God placed in front of me. So if you have something to give, God has a way or ways to use it, that you have to be willing. I think willingness counts for so much. It may not look like what you think. And oftentimes, it really does not look like what you think. I have an aunt who is in a care facility right now. She's quite elderly. And people come almost every day. And they show up to be of service to these elderly people. And the way they are of service is they give their gift. People sing and people dance and they play instruments and they do creative projects and they get people in wheelchairs to dance and they do all kinds of stuff. They just do all kinds of stuff. And I know that they get the gift out of being there for those people in the care facility. I know that they get grown, that their heart is so full when they leave, that they're not saying, yeah, but that doesn't count because that wasn't on Broadway. It's like, no. I want you to know that in the big cosmic scheme of their soul's evolution, you say, does that count? You bet. Absolutely, 110% it counts. So God, I am willing, use my gifts for your purposes today. God, I am willing to learn what I came here to learn. God, I am willing to pay whatever debt is mine to pay. God, I am willing to use my gifts for your purposes. I'm willing to learn what I came here to learn. And I am willing to pay whatever debt is mine to pay. Then hold on. and watch what happens. Let's pray. So we turn our attention inward. Thank you. We turn our attention inward and just remember that right here God is, the fullness, the allness of God, infinite loving Spirit, the truth about each and every one of us. And we remember that we are, in fact, spiritual beings, that we are emanations of divine consciousness, that we are the love of God, each and every one of us made manifest, and that each and every one, just like every other person on the planet, is evolving at their own speed, at their own rate. And so as we join together in consciousness today, I speak this word for each and every one of us, that we are willing to let go, to release, to cast down our accusations of others, against others. We release our criticism, our judgment. We just recognize that no good comes from it. And we accept and we bless, and we accept and we bless, and we accept and we bless again and again and again. So I'm certain for each and every person here that we came in with a gift to give. And I know that God already has ways for us to give our gift, to give our love and our light into the world in such a way that it makes the world a better place. And I know for each and every one of us that we are open and willing, receptive vessels for Spirit by means of us to learn what we came here to learn. We get it. We are willing to get it. We are willing to be willing to get it. And I know for each and every one of us that this time around the debt is paid. Whatever that is, I claim that that's the truth for each and every one of us. And as a result of this, each and every one of us, we are more free. Our spirit, the consciousness that we are, is more free. We are more expanded. That there's more room for the infinite good of God to rush into our experience of life, and we say yes to that. So we include in our prayer our family members and friends and loved ones. Right where they are, God is. And all that looks so troubling in the world around us, we say God is right there, fully present. And in those people that we just do not understand, we say God is right there. That soul is evolving at its own perfect rate. I accept them. I bless them. We bless our church. We bless all churches, synagogues and temples and mosques and ashrams, all paths to God. And I'm certain that we are all blessed by being together today, that we all get lifted up by all of the faith and all of the love that's in this room. We allow ourselves to be raised up and healed. And so with an open, gracious, full heart, I give thanks, I release this word, and so it is. Together we all say, Amen.